If we want to do 10 million, that's going to take this many sales reps selling this much each. So let's go hire that many sales reps and then let's coach them to sell that much. Like, it sounds so simple that it almost sounds dumb, but that's what we did. As we were growing, we went through a phase of throwing people at problems that I think a lot of people get into, where our payroll just ballooned because we had so many employees.
How do you go from 0 to 20 million in 5 years? If we had like top 5 tips, let's say, would it be business partnerships? Would it be being established? Would it be sales and estimate? Welcome back to another episode of Construction Tech Talk, where we blend the traditions of the trades with the innovations of the future. We got a special guest who came in from the Dakotas, baby. I met you, how many years ago was that? You're just getting going.
It was about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When we were just firing it up.
Yeah. So he's just getting going, him and his business partner, about 5 years ago. Did you come down to one of the events, or how did I get to meet you in person? I think it was with the Roofing Academy.
It was through the Roofing Academy. Yeah, you were doing podcasts, and I listened to it all the time because Start, Build, Grow.
Let's go,
we
baby.
were starting our business and wanted to build it and grow it. So
Yeah.
listen to podcasts, pick up nuggets.
We're going to go to a success story here, right? Because it's unbelievable. 5 years ago, you're just getting going. And also, you hit 20 million in revenue.
If you round up.
That's fine. We'll take it. But
close,
either way,
close.
unbelievable, incredible job. Couldn't be more proud. Honestly, one of my favorite success stories of all the hundreds of contractors I got to work with. So congratulations. That is amazing. Did you ever think that was going to happen so rapidly, or what was that experience like?
Honestly, didn't really think and try to make like that number happen rapidly. We really just tried to take care of our customers. Like, we just wanted to have a good reputation and do a good job, and then it all fell into place.
Yeah, 100%. And then you're a good person, right? So you got good values, everything like that. You're keeping the customer in mind. Obviously, that's going to make a big difference. What else was like key, you think, in terms of, obviously you do the roofing academy, some stuff, so you guys to learn from some people who've been there, done that type of thing. But what all really stood out to you? Like, hey, I think this was the formula of the few things that really got us going and hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think really just we made it a math problem. We just broke down. Once we got going, we broke it down. If we want to do 10 million, that's going to take this many sales reps selling this much each. So let's go hire that many sales reps, and then let's coach them to sell that much. Like, it sounds so simple that it almost sounds dumb, but that's what we did.
So you basically reverse engineered it in a way, right? So you're like, this is the target, and then you just do that annually type thing. And you're like,
now we do.
Yeah, do it annually.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, I like that. So then, if you're looking at the sales reps, so it sounds like the sales reps was a big thing. Were they doing self-gen? Were you doing lead generation, a good mix, or what did that look like?
Yeah, we do a good mix of both. We try to coach everyone to just hustle and outwork their competitors, but we just do whatever works. A good mix of both.
Yeah,
That's what we're
100%.
going for.
I love that, dude. So tell me a little bit about the journey then. Why did you get started?
So I started roofing in like 2010. I was working for a girlfriend at the time. Her dad was like a roofing subcontractor.
Yeah.
So I picked up a job on the crew for like $100 a day.
Let's go. So you were crew.
Yeah.
All right, right on.
And started there. And from there, it wasn't steady work because seasonal, being on the crew.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I took a year off and tried to go to college. That didn't quite work out for me.
Yeah.
And then
I feel that.
From there, you meet the suppliers. And then, so I got on the shingle delivery truck for a little bit. And then from there, you meet all the roofers. And then I met a roofer who talked me into coming and working sales there. So I did that for a while. And then eventually, that's where I met my business partner, Andy. And we decided to start our own company.
And then when you guys are kicking things off, you and the homie, you and Andy are ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Was it all rainbows and sunshine and miracles in the beginning, or because it seemed like you guys did go pretty quick?
We did go quick, yeah. Luckily, so like we had a pretty easy start because I was like an established sales rep in our area with a lot of connections and stuff because I'd grown up there, right? And then my partner was just really good at, he runs the production basically, and I run the sales. So he'd run the scheduling, the crews, and ordering materials and stuff. And yeah, we just picked it up really quickly. I had my connections and stuff, and I was able to maintain those relationships. And I think first year we did 3 million, like just us two. And then we hired a sales rep. Then we hired someone to help us out on the production side too. We hired him first, and then we hired a sales rep after. And then I think we did like maybe 6 the next year, and then maybe 12, then I don't know how many years that is, but
Yeah.
it's something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
grow
it was like
pretty quick.
doubling every single year.
Yeah. Okay. Is that,
And once
go
it
ahead.
got to the point where we were like above, above 5 or whatever, it was just
What do we got here? Come on, you can say hi. We're gonna have your own podcast episode, but we got a podcast fanatic over here, all right? We got his son Jordan, who's gonna be doing a mini episode, so make sure you tune in for that. He's gonna be a future podcaster, so get on that YouTube kids and subscribe, all right, guys? You got anything you said? You want to say anything? No, he's saving it for the episode.
Yeah, he's saving it.
He's saving it for that episode. So if we're gonna do this, if we're gonna break it down to basically like, all right, how do you go from 0 to 20 million in 5 years? If we had like top 5 tips, let's say, would it be business partnerships? Would it be being established? Would it be sales and estimating? We can pick a few. Is there any that stands out that we can start with?
Yeah, I think having a business partner
Yeah,
was a big part of it because one person isn't right all the time.
100%.
So when you have a partner and you're both, when there's two minds, there's a greater chance of you being right more of the time than you are wrong, So that was a big part of it because then I could specialize in sales. He could specialize on production and stuff. So that was a big part, having a partner. And if I have a dumbass idea, he can be like, hey, that's
Right.
think about that again. Or
Right.
if he does, I can do the same thing.
And with your
But-
setup, I like it too because it was yin and yang, right? So you had sales and production. It's one of those things where you'd prefer to just listen to your partner's response because of their knowledge, right? To grow with it. And same thing with you. So then you don't have to make as many decisions. And if you
Right,
make too many decisions, you get decision fatigue, and then all of a sudden you're not as sharp or strategic with those decisions.
100%.
Yeah. And then so for 2, I guess we could say the sales reps. Right? What advice do you have for the sales reps? Because that was one of the first things that you mentioned when you said, hey, this is how we did it.
Yeah. A sales rep or for hiring sales reps.
However you want to look at it.
Yeah. If you're in a position and you're like under 5 million or whatever and want to bring on sales reps, we did it the hard way because we're all W-2. So our guys all have trucks, base salaries, company phone, all that stuff. So we did it the hard way, but I feel that's better because you can maintain more consistency and you can instruct reps to ways they should hustle and set quotas for how many appointments they need to do a week and stuff like that. Where 1099 people, you can't do that.
You can sell the dream and the future of their career a lot easier. They're part of the team. They have security. They're more bought in, retention, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's got to all be better.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was a 1099 sales rep before, right? And there would be times where me as a 1099 guy is bidding against another 1099 guy in the same company.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a weird
Cutthroat.
model. Yeah. And it's roofing. I don't know how many other industries do that, but I feel like it's specific to roofing.
Yeah.
That's the
I think
situation.
it's the vibe pretty much,
Yeah,
right? It's the culture and expectation, I think. Starting to change a little bit though.
Yeah, I think it should.
Yeah. So what about, so we got 2 right now, right? So you got to get a business partner, you're yin and yang. 2, we got salespeople. You got to get the right salespeople. You got to retain those salespeople, and you got to make sure that they're performing and producing for you. What about like mentorship or anything like that, or any kind of research or anything? Have you got any kind of takeaway from other roofing contractors, anything like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just become immersed with roofing, with podcasts, YouTube channels.
Yeah.
All that
Seriously,
kind of
though,
stuff.
YouTube University.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And of course, so we were members of the Roofing Academy with Randy and Bree, and that really kicked us into gear at that point. And we left for a while and we're members again. And it's like some people think Roofing Academy, smaller company, join it, but at our size, we don't do everything they teach.
Yeah, no.
So yeah.
But I think that's just the gist of it in general, right? Even for people who are just getting going, it's not like you do everything that you teach, right? You take the pieces that you like or that maybe you're missing and need to know.
Well,
and you can implement those or your own version.
Yeah, and what I was saying too, even at our size, we don't do everything they're teaching, but we should do a lot more of it.
Oh,
so that's
really?
why we
Okay.
continue to do
Gotcha.
it and to learn and refine.
100%. Okay, I like it. So now we got business partnership, your yin and yang. We got salespeople, and then we got mentorship, coaching, always learning and improving.
Yes, always learning and improving.
Mhm.
Like it's one of our core values is improvement. So if there's like a little tweak or something we can make, like we make it instantly in the CRM or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone's encouraged to bring feedback on what we can change, what we could do better, and nobody has an ego like I set it up this way, so it's how it's going to be. It's oh shit, you're right. Let's change that.
Yeah, and I think that can almost go into 4, right? Culture, team development, getting A players. Like, how has that process been for you guys?
Oh, it's been getting A players it's been a journey.
Yeah,
You know,
it's not easy.
Yeah, we've gone through some hires, and I'm one of those people that I always see the potential in people. So I hire people and I like hang on to them.
I'm a people pleaser too, which
Yeah.
also hurts me.
And that's why it's great to have a partner. Because
Yeah.
the partner can see is the opposite. But we've really ramped up development the last couple of years, specifically just simple stuff like exercising, eating healthy, like that kind of stuff. Just having our leadership team do that, and it's made a huge difference. We have a lot of people who don't drink alcohol in our company.
Yeah.
And that's, I see Jordan back there being goofy. Hey, buddy, come sit over here, okay? Thanks, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna bump these lights.
I tried to make a point towards me.
Oh, you did a good job. I'm sure we'll have some funny clips from that too. All right, yeah,
But
go ahead.
We have a lot of people don't drink alcohol and exercise regularly, and that's really helped. Just with leadership in general, everyone has their A game. They're enthusiastic coming to work, and it's helped me specifically because, like, when we first met, I was pretty overweight.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah, and I had to become the person that people are gonna kind of admire and listen to. I guess,
As a leader,
you know? Yeah.
right?
So
I'll lead by example.
yeah, exactly. And that leading by example is huge. So I lead sales and I'm an owner of a company, but I'm out knocking doors and selling residential roofs all the time, meeting adjusters and all that stuff. I feel like you have to like lead from the front and do that, because if you don't, like, I find so many things in our process as being a salesperson, like just turning in a job or turning in a supplement to our supplement team or whatever, that I'm like, oh, this could be way better. And I wouldn't have discovered that if I wasn't on the ground level,
100%.
doing it.
100%.
And the salespeople see that. Like, my name's on the leaderboard, and I got a bombshell at the sales meeting this week because I just took the top spot. So that's gonna hopefully
I
motivate
love that,
some
man.
people.
It's so huge, right? I used to do where every morning, 10-minute YouTube video, motivational video, and you had to give me a couple takeaways from it, right? Set what are your goals for the day? Isn't anything crazy? And then at the end, it's did you hit them? Or we did book club, even just stuff that makes people get out of their comfort zone and create new habits. And it's funny because you said it helped you the most too. Whenever you're helping anybody else and providing value, people are coming to you for that kind of stuff. You're always helping yourself in the long run, right? If someone comes to me and I give them some motivational stuff, I'm thinking in the back of the head, it's helping me too mentally at the same time. So it's such a crazy thing. And then leading by example. We all know, hey, everybody's, I want to make it where the business runs itself or whatever. But dude, you know how much your team respects you though when you're out there grinding with them?
Yeah,
There is
no
something
shit.
special when you are up there in the front pulling the sled. Like,
100%.
I want to go to war with somebody like that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's a little bit different there. So we got, all right, so right now, let's see here. What do we got? We got business partner. We have salespeople. We got culture. We had one other one too. We had, leadership is something like that. Okay, so we got one more. We got one more. We haven't talked about marketing. We haven't talked about software. Is any of that stuff resonate, or is there another one that you want for that final spot?
Yeah, the final thing I would say really important is kind of like I said earlier that we just set out to do is just take care of your customers and take care of people.
Yeah.
Just be honest. Like, being honest with your customer. If you sell a job and sit on the paperwork for 3 weeks and the customer's upset, Jordan again, but come over here, buddy. Come sit over here.
Just do
But I know. I know. Yeah.
You better be ready
Do
for
it
your
great.
episode.
You better save some energy.
Yeah, you
here.
better be ready for your episode.
Yeah.
I'd be thinking about what I'm going to be talking about.
Yeah. But just being honest with people, like if you're a sales rep and you sell a job and sit on the paperwork for 3 weeks and the customer's mad at you, don't lie and say, oh, I ordered material, it's on hold. Like,
Yeah.
just tell the truth. It's so much like less stressful to tell the truth to people. Like, I sat on the paperwork for 3 months. I'm really sorry. I'm going to process it today.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like just little stuff. Like, we had a crew damages fascia on a house. You just step up and replace it. You don't like
100%.
try to pinch those pennies. Or they damage a garage door. It costs $5,000. Just fucking replace it.
Because what happens then if you do all that stuff? What happens in return in the long run?
Yeah. Then they're happy with you and they're going to refer you. And you got one
as
more
simple
mouth
as that.
out there.
It's simple as that, right? Obviously, word of mouth, there's only take you so far, but I'm just telling you, you're only going to go so far with a bad word of mouth, right? Because you can get referrals, you can get reviews, and every time that you have that experience and you handle it appropriately, what happens is that person's more likely to put value back in your business and appreciation with reviews or referrals and things like that.
Yep.
And that's what it's all about, right? So boom, yeah, right there, that's the top 5, right there. So we're just getting going, but that's the top 5 right there. So what about, all right, so scaling, obviously, when you scale, there's these things called growing pains.
Yeah.
And guess what? You have to become a completely different leader. You have to become a different business owner. Things change. So how has that changed? How have you morphed as a business owner, leader, professional, all that kind of stuff? And was there any
Yeah.
snags along the way?
Roofers, stop wasting time and money. Our free guide, 10 must-have roofing tools for 2025, will save you 52 days a year, boost your close rates by 23%, and supercharge your profits. These tools are transforming the industry. Don't get left behind. Click the link in the show notes to download it now and dominate 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. As we were growing, we went through a phase of throwing people at problems that I think a lot of people get into, where our payroll just ballooned because we had so many employees, and we had to look at it. And Bree and Randy looked at it, and they're like, "But you got people doing half a job."
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were able to lean out, and that was a big growing pain because we were in a tight spot when our payroll and overhead was that big month after month. It wasn't sustainable. So thinning that out, it really helped us out in the scaling aspect, because now, since we've done that, we are set to just excel.
Yeah. So do you have a process then when we were hiring? Because I think that's what happens, right? Is when people start to scale, they start to throw on massive overhead, right? Because
Yeah.
obviously, the more you're doing, the more overhead you're going to have. Now, do you guys have more of a thought out process? Are you a little bit less quick to hire out? Or like, how do you guys go about that process?
A lot less quick now, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely, do we need this position? Like, think about it a lot more.
Yeah.
Is this a now problem, or is this like a forever problem? If it's going to be a problem forever, then yeah, hire for it. But if it's just like a right now, we're really busy or whatever, or we're bad at this, then don't hire someone for it. Try to fix it with what you have.
Is the vision just to keep growing then? Or is it to do something different? Obviously, your goals and what you were thinking way back then, 5 years ago, you probably didn't think you were going to be to this point, right? And now, do you want more, or did the priorities change? What's like the vision for the company?
So yeah, as of a year or two ago, we had really lofty goals of multiple locations and all this. I think now our goal is to stay more controlled and stay around this 20 million range and refine it and increase the profit on 20 million.
I like that.
And then once we do that, maybe go to another market and start over and try to build another company to that 20 million range and stay at that 20 million.
I like that. I like that. Guys, it's not all about just grow revenue, right? Because obviously, the more rapid you grow, the bigger you grow, there's going to be additional problems. There's going to be another level of growth that you're going to have to jump over. And when you have that aggressive scale, at that point where you're going 5 years to 20 million, 0 to 20, right? You got to think, all right, how can we refine this, right? Because what happens is there's no way that you can have it all perfected when you grow that fast, right? So now, all right, now we got to put our thinking caps down. What does this look like? Refine. So what does that look like? What are you guys going to try to do to improve those areas?
Leaning up overhead was a good one. We don't really want to squeeze suppliers and subs for bigger discounts or whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Because they help you get there, right?
Yeah, so we don't want to like squeeze more profit out of that. And we want to be their favorite vendor, basically. So
I love that.
yeah, so we just want to be more efficient, mainly. Narrow down our material orders so we don't 16 bundles that the roofers threw off the roof and can't be returned. And quit wasting material and just little shit like that.
Like crossing more, like checks and balances,
Yeah.
whatever protocols, SOPs, stuff like that. Just refining those processes, basically.
Refining that. We have company credit cards a lot of people have. Honestly, it's embarrassing, but we weren't like checking the statements like we should every month. And now it's like we're checking the statements. And if you want to make a purchase, call the office and ask before you do it.
Yeah.
So just that little stuff, just making sure we're not dropping stuff.
So just becoming more efficient, more dialed in, more refined, everything like that. I think you mentioned too that one time about my new not touch this shakes a little bit.
Hey, Jordan, can you quit shaking the desk, buddy?
But you mentioned vendors, and vendors are interesting because I'm obviously a vendor for contractors, right? And some treat me really good. Some might just look at me as a vendor, right? And it's interesting because vendors always go the extra mile for the clients who treat them well, What advice do you have for the roofers out there that might be yelling at suppliers, that they're hiring somebody for who knows God what, their website or their county, and they're yelling at them or whatever it might be? What suggestions do you have for that?
If you're using them as a vendor, they're obviously bringing value to you, right? So would you treat like a valuable employee that way? And do they want to bring you more value if you're doing that? Probably not.
No.
If you treat them well and you're their favorite client, then your results are going to be even better.
100%. 100%. So treat them good, baby. So it goes back to that
treat 'em
culture. It's
good.
just an extension of your family.
Yep.
So make sure you're doing that. What about these videos too? We talked a little bit, but I want to dive into a little bit on the marketing side. I'm gonna see if maybe I can bring this down a little bit here, maybe improve that a little bit here. Let's see. Maybe that'll help a little bit. We'll see. Maybe not. There we go. How about that? We're gonna bring it in real close here. That thing's shaking. So what about the marketing side? I'm seeing the videos. I'm seeing some pretty cool stuff. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit here, guys. You guys are just gonna get a little bit of adjustment there. Let's see. How's that? Still shakes. Crazy.
What is?
So what about the marketing side though? I see the videos, I see the content, it's very creative. Do you have somebody, do you hire somebody to do that? What does that look like? And what's your thoughts on the marketing side?
Yeah, we use a company, Hook Agency, for our website and SEO stuff. And then a local company, Frontier Creative, shout out Nick, for our videos. He's really good at it, as you can tell.
They're clever. They're actually engaging, right? And you don't
Yeah.
see a lot of that.
Yeah, our whole goal, so we have some funny ones and then some serious that actually provide value.
Yeah.
So the whole goal is to boost out the funny ones or promote them to get people drawn in. And then they go down the rabbit hole of your reels or whatever, and then you become an authority.
Yeah.
Because they've been staring at your logo and your people for the last half an hour because they got sucked in.
Exactly. And I'm all about that. It's funny because I've been posting content like crazy, right? And I post a lot of informative stuff and whatnot, but you do need like humor, you need creativity and all that stuff. So I heard my buddy Chad, shouts out Chad, and he'll be on the podcast soon. And he just took over my social media, and all of a sudden we're going from 200, 300 views to 15,000, 16,000. And I'm like, man, I wouldn't be able to do that. So that's not even strong. So it's fine to bring somebody in, and if they can cast the vision the way that Nick is for Built Right, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is. It's cool.
It's another thing with that too. All your employees are like really proud of it. Like our employees are very proud of we have the coolest videos. And then competing employees, they see it too, and then they want to come work here.
Isn't it crazy? That's the thing. So we're looking at branding. Of course, let's say, hey, I'm gonna go premium homes. I want to look like I'm sharp. Obviously, you need the reviews, you need a fresh website, you need the social media, right? Because people are gonna go do that. But when your team's actually proud, that's like a whole other level, because now you're able to actually capture talent from that and retain talent, right? Like, I don't know about you, but if I have a nice website, if my social media looks fresh, like I'm so proud of it. It's like my business card. Like when I know people go look me up, and it's gonna look impressive, right? And there's something about that. It's the same thing with like tech, right? So you think about the contractors who have nothing. Do you think somebody who's a little bit younger is gonna want to go work for you and just be way out of date? Chances are not, especially how times are changing.
Yeah, absolutely. And trucks too. Like you see so many companies with shitty trucks with door magnets running around. Like competitors see that and they don't want to work for you.
No.
And homeowners see that and they don't necessarily want to hire you. I mean, I don't think the expectations are high for a roofing company to have the nicest trucks, but when you do have nicer, newer trucks driving around and the wraps are all nice and uniform and trucks are all the same color, homeowners notice and you become a professional.
It looks great.
Company. Yeah.
100%, man. Well, dude, it's been an absolute pleasure, dude. What we're gonna do is we're gonna end this thing with some words of wisdom, some last thoughts, a quote, your favorite Packer player, whatever you want, man. Go Pack, go. Represent, fellow Packer fan here, fellow cheesehead. Whatever you want to leave the audience with.
All right, I got a quote. I don't know where I heard this. I think it's some UFC fighter somewhere, but how's it go? Hard work beats talent, right? But when talent works hard, the others are fucked.
I like it, dude. And hey, what's Built Right's website? People want to go check it out.
www.builtrightroofs.com.
Check them out, guys. I couldn't be more proud of this guy. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment your thoughts. If you agree if those are the top 5 things or not. And hit up our boy Jake over here and give him a congratulations for killing it. Couldn't be more proud of him.